I'm back from the Wild Wild West. Oh, what a week I have had. I hope you have stuck around. I appreciate you sticking around. This is my little channel, my crafting channel, and then, sometimes the little scraps of my life. So if you hang out here, you kind of know that I went on vacation last week. I did have some stuff up and kind of showed some views of my vacation. If you can't tell, I got quite a tan. So it wasn't really intentional. We didn't go anything. We were celebrating our 30th anniversary and decided to do the train trip into the Grand Canyon and back. And we stayed for 2 nights in the Grand Canyon and 2 nights in Williams. So 4 nights altogether. It was kind of like a mostly inclusive trip. And it was so much fun. We are looking forward to doing one again. So that was exciting. Look at that. I didn't know I could do that. Okay, so we are here and we're going to do some crafting. I'm so excited to be back, like I said. And I have lots of stories to tell because we actually went to 6 national parks or monuments. So we like to collect our passport. Maybe I'll do a little ditty on that at some point. But prairie scraps, because mostly I do crafting with all the scraps surrounding me that I find out there. I constantly have like any barrage of craft supplies that happen to come home with me. So we try to do some crafting like that. And of course, I do sell my finished goods as well as craft goods. So if you want more information about that, I have all the information down below in the description. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification button so you know when I go live. But like I said, as a family, we have tried to get our kids to as many national parks as we possibly can. We know there's like 63 of them in the United States, and then that doesn't count all the monuments and other national things. And for each of our kids, we bought them a small passport, national park passport book. And then at every single national park, they get to get a stamp with the date. And then sometimes we usually try to get them stickers too, because there's matching stickers for each of the parks. So that's what we've done with our kids. And of course, with 5 kids, we were always way too pressed financially to be able to do 5 books for them, because we would always buy them the stamp, as well as go to the park and do vacation. Hello. Make sure you say hello to me. Thank you for coming on in. And so we would do those with the 5 kids. And at the time we couldn't afford to have one for my husband and I, or each of our own. So we decided finally 2 years, 2 years ago, we decided to get our own passport, and we got the big one. I don't know if you've ever seen the passport books for the national parks, but they're pretty good. And the big one is even better because it lists each one has its own space, each park, and then it talks about the park, and there's place for the sticker and your stamps and everything like that. So we took ours and we were excited. We were going to go to the Grand Canyon, which we already had the stamp for Grand Canyon. So we didn't have to do the stickers or anything for that. But we also knew we were going to go into Arches National Park in Moab. So we planned, after our train trip into the Grand Canyon, we planned our final leg of the trip to Moab, Utah, where we were going to go to Arches. Well, come to find out, we actually, on the drive to Grand Canyon, we wanted to stop at the Golden Spike National Monument. And so we did that on the way in. Well, I've got lots of stories, so I'm going to just get crafting while we're talking, right? So anyway, we did that. So altogether, we did 6 national parks and monuments in our stamp books. That was pretty exciting. And it just felt like, oh, we could do one more. We're so close. We could do another one. So anyway, back to home, back to earth. I'll be posting probably some more content that I picked up while I was on my vacation. If you haven't seen it, I did do some of the train trip that we took to the Grand Canyon. It has a fun show that you do with kind of a Wild West comedy show. So I recorded that. It was windy. I'm sorry about the sound. Please don't comment. It just is what it is. And today we're having problems with sound, which is why I didn't come on right at 2 o'clock. I've been kind of waiting because the city is like going all the way around my house and cleaning out the ditches with a high-powered water sprayer. And of course it comes with like all the equipment to run such thing. So anyway, it's a loud thing today. So hey Patrick, where are you watching from today? I'd love to know. So I bought this a couple of years ago. In fact, it looks like I've spilled maybe coffee or soda or something on it because there's little dribbles of stuff here. I'm just going to clean it off first. But this, I was thinking this was like one of those carriers for putting your silverware and plates in, but I don't think plates will fit in here at all. So I'm going to have to rethink that. I'm not really sure. Actually, this would work out really well, I think, for doing s'mores. You could put your marshmallows, put a thing of crackers in one, put some marshmallows in another, and then, or the chocolate bars in another, and then your marshmallows. Marshmallows, chocolate, graham crackers, yes. If you were in Moab in Arizona, you need to come down to our neck of the woods in New Mexico. Oh, yes, we saw lots of New Mexico plates in the parks. More hidden pristine of the West. I'll bet. It's kind of like living in Idaho, right? There's so much to see in Idaho, and yet it's kind of a big secret. Most people don't even know where Idaho is on the map, so that's kind of funny. Definitely. I mean, our goal and dream is to be able to see all of the national parks and along the way the monuments and things. I didn't know Flagstaff had 3 national monuments. They had there's a pueblo that is a national monument, and I can't remember how to say it. It had a weird first name. And then there was, in the same park, they also had a volcano, which was pretty exciting. So we caught that on the highway and then realized we'd already passed. There was another national monument back in Flagstaff. So there's 3, if you're in monuments, that you can get stamps at. So, and really nice visitor centers and nice things that you can learn about the United States. So that's cool. But I got this from Target a couple years ago. It was $5. I thought it wasn't too bad. It is metal, and so I've been kind of like, I don't know what to do with it. I brought it out several times, but now I'm under the gun. I think I'm going to use it probably for forks and knives, and maybe napkins. We'll fold them in half or something, or get the dinners type for graduation. And we have a theme for our graduation because, you know, it just wouldn't be our crafty selves if we didn't try to do a theme of some sort. And it is wildflowers, and my daughter wants the green colors. So that is what our whole entire theme and everything else is going to be about. So I thought I would use this little growing grace with the flowers, and I actually think I could fit the flowers on there, and then maybe put the yeah, I think it's all going to fit actually. The growing grace is going to go over, there's like this like indented portion. I'm not going to say in there Mesa Verde. Oh yeah. Oh, that all sounds very exciting. I know. I can get into the history stuff like no other. Loved it. We spent 3 days in the Grand Canyon, which was a blessing and awesome and quiet time for my husband and I. We didn't even have a car, and like for half a day we didn't even have electricity. So if you can imagine, in Grand Canyon we couldn't get dinner because the electricity was out. All right, so I'm kind of looking for some sort of green. She wants like a sage green to go for her graduation. So we'll see what we come up with here. This is pesto. That might actually be a good color just because it'll show up. And then maybe we'll do some flowers in different colors. Maybe we'll do one kind of pastels I think I'm thinking of. We'll do a blue and maybe a purple. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we come up with here. One of them kind of leads me to think it's purple. Maybe a pink. Could do that. Here's a pink. This is actually a peach. So this is Sunset Drive. And I might do that with this. And, oh look, we've got... It was chilly here and snowing in Idaho, so my girls stayed home. A violet is a shimmer. So we'll see about that. I don't know. I'm kind of contemplating here. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. And then did I find the green? Guess not. This looks like yellow. So much fun. It was so nice. You know, it was like the first time. Do you leather work too? That would be so cool. Oh, yes. I wish I did. I do not do leather work. I do pasting and inking. I don't know. I was wondering this, if burn paste would work on all my greens, maybe. If burn paste would work on leather or not. I was thinking about that actually this last week. Kind of inspired me. While we were in the car, because we drove, it was 17 hours for us. I was contemplating all kinds of crafty ideas, of course, because that never stops in my head, even though I'm on the road. And this one, because this is a metal surface, I'm going to go ahead and get this fuzzed up really good. I have used this one before, but I do want to fuzz it up. I apologize for the noise. Like I said, the city is just outside doing all the ditches, and we happen to have like an L of ditches around our house because we're on a corner. And actually we're on two corners, so thankfully the back corner does not have a ditch at all, just our front and our whole entire side, the long side of our house, our yard. So we're having to have that. Sounds like maybe they're done. I was kind of waiting, trying to like wait and see if they were done or not. I wish I did leather work. That would be really popular here. There's a lot of we actually have our local schools will do leather. Let me see. There is a little like word inscription, so I want to get that on there without being on the ridge. That's gonna work. The flowers will be inside of the ridge. Our growing grace will be larger. This would be really cool. However, I have been using our inks. I bet you could use inks on leather. I have been using our inks on embroidery fabric and then embroidering. And so that's what I did in the car. So I made a little Snoopy, Linus and Snoopy and Woodstock embroidery while I was on the road with my husband. Because that way I could talk. I would love to sit and read a book in the car, which I can do because I don't get car sick very often. Oh, yeah, very much so. Or at least send me a picture so I know what do you do. I think I'm gonna do the whole inscription in green. I don't know which green though. So anyway, I've been putting ink on fabric. I don't know if I can, I might be able to use this. This is one that's been a little drier, Shimmer Olive, and I know that I've been sort of working on it with some water. So every time I open it up, I mix some water into it, some distilled water, and then because it's water-based, I can just keep adding water till we get it the consistency we want. And I want it to be yogurt consistency. So anyway, making a mess already. It's par for the course around here. All right, we got some more water. You want it to be yogurt consistency to spread it into the sticky transfer. So, or stencil transfer. So I'm just going to work it up here with a little bit of water. It does have a shimmer in it as well, so that should be pretty exciting to see how that turns out in the transfer and on the metal. So, and once we're done, I can leave it without, anything on it. And I may do that. Or if you were worried about it being sealed, you could just put a clear coat of like Rust-Oleum on it. Let's see if we can get this. I'm just going to take some paste up and I'm going to do this bottom portion here, Grow in Grace. And then there's a bubble. You want all the bubbles out. So if you kind of sense there's a bubble somewhere, don't overwork that area, because you don't want it to make a mess. But with the metal, it's super easy. Once it's dry, all you have to do is scratch it off. So just making sure it gets into the white area, and then I'm peeling off the excess, putting it back in the jar because we can use that later. And I don't know if you can see the little bit of, put this down a little bit so you don't have to see me. And then the other, you'll be interested in this in New Mexico. The other thing that I did for embroidery, once I finished that one, then I started a new embroidery piece. I did some like modern flowers, wildflowers. And I started the greens, but I plan on doing the flowers in the oranges that are like in the arches of Arizona or in Utah there and in Arizona, because I thought it's inspired by my vacation. All right. Ooh, that turned out just perfect. Isn't that nice? Got a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if you can see that. It's not exactly dry yet, so I'm going to dry it up. Just make sure I don't smear it. So like I said, if you scratch at this, it will come off. But the nice thing is you can take it off and redo it and do whatever you want. So it's kind of changeable surface once you get it done. But if you wanted to keep it forever and didn't want it to come off, then feel free to just do a clear coat on it. It's okay. And you could definitely do this double-sided too. So we're just going to do these leaves in the same green color. This is an olive, shimmer olive. I think we still have olive as a color. So I think you can just the regular olive without the shimmer in it. So it is available. Most of the time, a lot of my stuff, I do try to get it put up for sale, my finished goods. And this one probably won't right away because we're going to use it for graduation. Do you guys have graduates you're working on and with? My daughter was excited. We got her graduation invitations done. So step 1 of graduation is complete. I don't know if you've ever done this is my 4th one graduating from high school. And we homeschool, so graduation is our own thing. Like we have to do all the work of graduation. Just trying to get the stems here. This looks like greens to me. Trying to get all the greens. Ooh, I don't know if I got underneath. We can always scratch it off or wash it off and start over if it didn't work out. So that's the good news. This is so easy peasy to do. If I can do it and make a mess, you can do this. All right, I'm just going to get this off and kind of get my tool put away. Just using it like a paintbrush on these little areas. There we go. Set that on my wipes. And I'm peeling to reveal because I don't want it to dry in the transfer too much. So we'll see how, oh, it looks fine. I think it's because I used that flower before to make some black. Yay, that looks really pretty. So I just did the greens. Oh, that's really cool. For the high schoolers, she's for the high schoolers and typically holsters for the college grads. Oh, very nice. Oh, no. Colorblind would be hard for sure. Yeah. Well, any green would work. You wouldn't have to. And what I love is actually I would normally do this all in black or all in brown or all in green and not do all the colors and stuff. But because we're trying to do something fun for graduation, I'm just doing different colors. So that's the cool thing is you don't necessarily have to follow any sorts of rules of color here for this. You do what you want. I think I'm just going to put a little pop of color on each of these flowers. So we plan on just using, I think, like a sage green on the tables. And so you'll be hearing lots about this in the coming days. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some pink going. I know this is kind of and it's a really dry pink. Maybe water will get this going too. I've definitely been trying, I can tell. That's the great thing. Even if you have a jar of paste that, kind of dries up and gets really hard and stuff, you know that you can always get it going by adding water. Even our inks can have water. And I would actually say this, I don't know about the coating on this, the white paint. I don't think this could go in the oven. Did I just paint myself? But our inks also are water-based and non-toxic, so you could also try that as well. and bake it, as long as you could heat set it. So you can maybe even use like a little heat press and do that. All right. Trying to get some of the chunks back in here. Get it nice and mixed up. Get the chunks out. We only need a little bit, but I don't want it to be too runny. And at this point, I've kind of added too much water. A little dab will do you for sure. And everything that you do, would have been easier if I would have just added just a teeny bit and then gone with that and see, and then add more. Oh, now I got it on my fingers. So yeah, I don't think I would, for leather work. I mean, I can really appreciate the art of leather work. We have a world famous saddle shop, Ray Holes, right on our main street of our town. And so I can certainly appreciate the leather work and the labor that goes into it, but I don't think my hands, I have carpal tunnel, so I have to do something that's not quite so brutal on my wrists and hands. So unless there's a tool that I don't know about. I know a lot of it's pounding and stuff, and I think even embroidery, I can do a little bit and then I have to set it down because my hands start to hurt. All right, this is a little too soupy, but I'm gonna give it a go, see if we can get it to work. I'm an optimist when it comes to paste. I'm always an optimist when it comes to paste. I always think I can make it stretch or make it go, or, you know, get it to work for me. I'm just gonna leave this here. See if we can get that balance. And I've definitely got paste all over me. Again, I'm going to peel it right away. You could, if you're doing this all in one color, you're doing it quickly. Because I'm kind of taking a break between colors, I do want to peel it to reveal it. Oh my gosh, so cute. Is that not cute? Such a cute little flower. Love it. So yeah, I was thinking this was like one of those ones that had 3 spaces in it, and then you could put like your plates in it, but that's really not what this is. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this would make a great gift for my daughter. We'll use it for graduation, and then I'll let her take this to college for like her pens and stuff on her desk. Isn't that a great idea? I'm so excited. I just had a great idea. It does happen once in a while. It does happen. So this weekend, if you don't follow me on Facebook and YouTube, for sure follow me. We're here on YouTube, but I am on Facebook as Prairie Scraps. And I have a business page over on Facebook as well. And I will be in an event on Saturday. I think I'm in at 1 o'clock is my time period. So we're doing a patriotic one. It's Memorial Day weekend. So come join me for that. That will be exciting. That's this week, Thursday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. I'm in Pacific. In New Mexico, are you in Pacific or Mountain time? I don't even know. Maybe you're Central. Stopping the metal and powder coat to give the best etching and painting. Oh, I haven't. That sounds complicated. I like simple, easy peasy. I'm not going to lie. I'm just mixing this up a little, getting this incorporated so that next time I open it, it will be in better shape than what it is right now. Always leave things. That's a lesson that I don't know. I guess my mom maybe taught me that, my parent, but what I really learned I remember learning in choir because we went on tour. Where did we go? We went on tour somewhere and we were staying in people's homes. They were hosting us. And so what part of that was that, I remember our choir director saying, leave your room better than before, like make the bed, you know, clean up all your garbage, clean off any surfaces, and leave a thank you note on the pillow. It's common courtesy. And that has stuck with me my whole life. Is there something? Central time. Oh, so you're 2 hours. I got you. I thought of that after I said something. I need another wipe here. We're getting messy. So anyway, that has been something that has stuck with me forever. I have a cleaning business. I always try to leave my places better than before, better than expected. So the next one we're going to do is this little one in the middle. Kind of reminds me of, I can't remember. what kind of flower it is, but there's a couple of flowers that are kind of either a bluish or a purple-ish color. So that's what I'm going to use, is this purple. It's got a shimmer in it as well. It is called Shimmer Violet. And I am, if you know me, I am not a purple person, but I've been working on that. I've been working on getting purple involved more in my life. The funny thing is every time I have a couple of purple shirts, and every time I wear the purple shirts, everybody says, "Oh, that's a beautiful color on you." And I'm like, I'm not a fan. It just was a shirt, and it was clean. And so we're wearing it. Today is laundry day. Mondays are always laundry day for me in my house. And so that's exciting. It's not warm enough. It's been like snowing and raining all this last week while we were gone. And when we went to the Hoover Dam and on our way to Grand Canyon. And when we hit the Hoover Dam, it was 105. It was so hot. You guys get kind of warm weather too, don't you? Okay, we'll do the little peel on the purple, violet. Gorgeous. Cute. Love it. Isn't that adorable? Love it. Every time I make something new, I always put it up. I put it on a shelf or something in my house so that people, so I can take a nice picture of it, like what it would look like if you had it up somewhere. And so it's been kind of this game with my girls and my husband is, can you find what mom wore? Oh, that is dried beyond repair. So we are going to add a lot of water and shut this baby back up and let it be. Let it be. Oh my goodness. Because it needs to sit and marinate for a while before I can get that to budge. Darn. Okay, well that was... Maybe we'll try the blue since that was my 4th runner-up. This one is a really cute one. It's called Glacier. Oh yeah, this one will work. Is that pretty? This one also has a shimmer. Get that back in there before we lose it. Mix it up a little bit. Love this one. So pretty. This was a color of the month. So every month we get a new color. I noticed today that the color of this month is gone. It was an ink one. I tried to order over the week, this last weekend and week, and just having issues. I don't know. It's not on my end. It's like they put stronger holds, like stronger markers on all of the things because they were having hackers online. Chalk was. So anyway, so now with the stronger, it was flagging everything with my bank. So, and because I was on the road, it was difficult to get it resolved. So I got one of my cards resolved. Apparently some Australian diamond company was trying to use my credit card. So I had to close down one credit card. That was fun on vacation. I'm like, oh yeah, I love blue. So are there certain colors you can see then? Being colorblind? I've heard of that, I guess. Like some pretty, pretty, pretty. Love, love, love. Oh my goodness. That is adorable. I am thinking I'm going to clear coat this. Give it a quick clear coat so it kind of stays, so that my daughter has this as a keepsake in college. I think it is just gorgeous. I'm very excited about that. And I'm trying to think if there's something. Oh, I know what I could do. I could put her. Ooh, don't scratch. That just gave me an idea. I'm going to put her initial on the other side. So she has this. Yay, I have a graduation gift. I have a graduation gift. Oh, it is so hard sometimes to figure out when you're throwing the party and getting everything ready and doing all the things. It is super hard to figure out what to do for the gift. I was just thinking about that the other day, and I hadn't come up with anything yet. So now I have one item One item, and it'll be, you know, used as a decoration. She won't even know it. 4 types: green, red, blue, orange, purple, yellow, and complete color blind. Oh, that's so interesting. That is so interesting. So which colors can you see? Okay. I have a border thingy dingy. There they are. Go with these letters. I have these letters and they overlap. And I'm going to use the floral-ish one. I think that will be really cute. Let's see. We want to make sure this is dry. So I'm going to take the dryer to this really quick. Oh my gosh. I cannot get over how cute this is. I am so super excited about this. So excited. My daughter in general, her favorite color is green. I'm just trying not to scratch anything here. And I think to soften the blow, I'm going to put my cloth here so that it doesn't scratch it off. Her favorite color are like sage green. And then flowers. So we are going to, I've used this little, this is a border for the letters. I've used this little border several times so far. I've been trying to make keychains for all the graduates that we know we have to go to, and then I'll give them money to go with it. I am failing. So I'm going to do this. My keychains are failing. I'll show you someday. I've been trying to do content with it, but it's been making a mess. My ideas are not panning out. And that happens sometimes. Not all craft projects are successful, right? All right, so I'm just going to do this whole entire thing. I suppose a mini squeegee might actually work better. In the green that we used on the other side. I'm just going to stay with the same color palette. And then I will go ahead and add in some, there's little dots on this, and I can add that in with some of the colors later, you know, with a paintbrush or whatever, and the paste. And our pink is nice and gooey, so it'll work for this. This will be a nice, fun thing for her. Yay! That turned out really good. Let me show you that here. So this was an old font set, modern monogram font that we had. Let me show you that. I think that turned out just excellent. This will be a great little container for her things in college. And there's a little bit of smear on this leaf up here, but I can scrape that off. That'll be just fine. Isn't that the cutest? Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay. And now I'm thinking about doing I'm hearing weird things. I'm gonna fuzz this. The first time you use a transfer, especially on something really sticky like metal or glass, it's a good idea to go ahead. Yellow, blue, purple, most purples, pinks, browns, reds, oranges. Well, that's a lot. That's more than I would imagine. Oh, they're back at the ditches. Oh, I can see pastel purple, and I feel like you're not missing anything. It's not necessarily my favorite, so just saying. All right, I think I'm gonna try to, is this dry? I better dry. I don't want to lose my perfectly produced leaves here. There are little dots on this, and I'll probably come back and stick it in the pink. So I think I'll do purple and blue for her letters. Her monogram. So I'm using last name for these like intertwine these monograms. So and I'm not pushing super hard where the leaves are. I'm just getting the letter down. So here's the S for her last name. I think I'm gonna do the blue because we've used blue, pink, and purple or violet on the other side. I'm gonna use the blue for her lettering. I could go to a squeegee. That would be easier. A regular squeegee. You know, might make it too easy. There we go. My goodness, they're just gonna go on all day, all the way around my house. I messaged my husband, said they're working on the ditch, and I said I don't know what they're doing. We're worried because the neighbor across the street a couple years ago, they like dug it up with a backhoe and just left it looking raw and ugly, and it's like the whole side of his lawn looks disgusting from the city in the ditch. They could have done anything, but you could like see where they scraped it out. They didn't smooth it out, they didn't replant it, they didn't put anything down. There is the S. I think that looks like an S, right? I'm like thinking about it. Well, I like gray. Set it with a gold to make it pop. Oh, that's a really great idea. Really enhances the green. Good idea. We're just going for kind of the pastels for with the green. The green is the primary thing for her. So we're just gonna go with it here, see what we can come up with. This one's got a shimmer, this Glacier. And then I'm gonna do her L as her first name over the top. So we'll see. This one I have used before, I think. It actually has a little hash mark in the middle of the L, and that is helping me a ton to lay it down. And then I'm just centering the S, you know, with the letter where the cutout is. I think it'll work. I want to make sure it's down where we go over the other color. This will also make the L look stronger, I think, because it's on top. So you might want to think about that. I don't know. Maybe you have a different opinion about what order it should be in. I don't know. Should the last name or the first name be in the forefront? That's the question of the day. Okay, I'm just trying to get off the extra. This is a little watery because I did squirt it. I wasn't thinking about doing this. I think she'll be excited because we're starting to do graduation signs and you name it. Not too bad. Not too bad. There's a little bit that pulled or kind of smeared on it because it was lifted a little bit. But not too bad. Look at that. Cute, huh? Okay, to add the pink in, I think I'm going to take a paintbrush and use the pink. Set that aside. That needs to have some work done to it. Always good to shut your pace as you go so that you don't have them sitting open and getting dried up. Okay, pink. And then I am looking for a nice brush. And I just want to be able to dab it down and have a sturdy brush. We'll see if we can find one here that's thick enough. That one seems... The other thing I actually might do is use the opposite end. I think I might use the end of my Yep. Oh, you think the last name should be on the forefront? That's legit. I kind of thought about that after I did it. Okay, so anywhere there's a little dot, I'm gonna try to dot with the pink and just kind of decorate it up. Let's see if we can. This is the hard part for those of us with carpal tunnel. That's why I kind of wanted it to be just the width of this paintbrush. So I could dip it in and just dot it. I'm not good at trying to be like randomly planned, if that makes sense. Like if I had to figure out where to put all these dots randomly on here, I'm not good at that. I sit and overthink. So it's really nice that I already put this down in the green and all I have to do is go over the dots with my pink. And we're good to go. And this is turning out really nice. I like it. It's a little more colorful maybe than my daughter likes, but it will go nicely for her graduation. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited. I wasn't thinking that I was thinking I would use it for graduation to put spoons and forks and stuff in, but I wasn't thinking I was gonna give it as a gift. Not that I wouldn't let her have it, but I'm excited now that I figured out a gift for her. It's hard. I am actually thinking about putting a couple of dots on the letters here. Right where look at me go. Creativity at its best. I am doing awesome. I don't feel like I'm the most creative person. I love to create things, but I don't usually come up with the ideas. I usually copy other people. So I just tied in the pink. All right. Put that away. I think we did pretty good. I'm excited. And like I said, lavender is just gray to me. I like gray though. Gray is my favorite. I like to put things. What do you think? I think I did pretty good. Like, so it's hard. Like my quote today was that art is when you know just enough to put on without going too far. And that's how I feel with this. Like, I think it's just enough without going too far. Right? And then it ties in with our other side. Isn't that adorable? So adorable. I'm excited about this. Yay. So thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for all my chattiness, sticking with me and chatting with me. Patrick, it's been a pleasure. I hope that you'll make sure to subscribe and like and do all those things. Let me know if I can answer any kind of questions. I would love to help you. Stick it out here. We are going to be doing 4th of July things and graduation things, all things graduation. And of course, you know, a project here and there that doesn't have anything to do with a holiday, which is nice too. 90-degree filigree for the outside edges. Oh, that would be pretty. No, I don't. You are fancy. Nope, I think I'm just going to leave it plain as is. I think it's kind of a cute little box. Growing Grace. I love that I'm sending a little Bible verse to college with her. So I'll get a bunch of stuff to put in there to give to her as well. Like I'll fill it up with pens and pencils and things like that she wants. So... and you could give this as a gift. These are so cheap, $5 at Target. You can personalize it. I think it's great. I'm doing it, you know, for her things. If it were up to me, I probably would have done this all green and then done like brown or black in the middle just for the letters. But since we're going with a color theme for her graduation, there you go. I'm pretty excited. Thank you so much for your help today, and we will see you. I hope you have a blessed evening, and make sure you keep on crafting.